What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to do a little showcase of some of these Mego figures that I picked up recently. Over Black Friday weekend, ZLC Collectibles actually had a sale on these where I think it was around 25% off, something like that. And since a lot of these were already on sale, I was able to get, I think all of these figures for each of them were less than $14 a piece, I believe. I don't think I spent more than that on any individual figure. So I was able to pick up 12 figures in all, which is quite a haul. But these were all ones that I either didn't have in my collection or variants of ones that I do have, but I don't have the specific variant. Some of these are Topps exclusives, and some of these are ones that were a little bit more difficult to acquire. And so I was able to take advantage of the sale and sort of build up my Mego collection. There's really not too much else on the radar currently for Mego. There will be some stuff coming out next year, but for the most part, there seems to be a lot of delays in the releases. So it was a good opportunity to sort of build up some stuff that I had been holding off picking up. So let's walk through these, and we'll start with this first row. So these are all DC Comics characters. And on the Flashpoint Batman, I actually took advantage of the fact that they had this in their damage package section. So you can see there's like a little bit of creasing and tearing on the top of the package. But that actually gives me a good excuse to actually open this one up. And overall, it looks pretty cool. As you can see, he's got this sort of elaborate belt and so forth. And he also comes with two batarangs. Very cool. And also the head sculpt on this looks really awesome as well. So really cool looking figure. And you can see what the artwork looks like here on the front. And also on the back, you can see the Flashpoint version of Batman. So really cool looking, very excited to finally added this to my collection. So really just sort of excited to have picked up some of these for a fairly decent price. Taking advantage of that Black Friday pricing was a smart move because a lot of these are probably going to sell out at some point. These are somewhat older figures, and I don't think they're going to be around for too much longer. Okay, next figure up we got is Black Adam, and this is the Topps exclusive version. And ZLC Collectibles had gotten in a bunch of the Topps figures, and I was able to acquire some of these ones that really were only available for a single week when they were initially released as Topps exclusives. And for whatever reason, they ended up in the hands of other retailers. I guess they overproduced them. And so I was able to pick this up, and looks really cool. Artwork's pretty simple, but they do include on this package credit given to the various contributors as well as the write-up on Marty Abrams. So that's really cool. I think the outfit looks great with its gold highlights. So very cool to have a version of this character. Next up, we got the Justice League version of Superman. So this is the Henry Cavill likeness version, and I think they did a pretty decent job on the head sculpt. Looks really cool. And this is definitely different looking from all the other Superman figures I have in my collection. This one does have the older style Mego body as well. So somewhat older figure, but overall looks really good. And also imagery here from the Justice League movie, and looks really awesome. So very excited to have another version of Superman in my collection. Next up, we got the Penguin, and I do have a version of the sort of more vintage style Penguin that was done by Figures Toy Company. So, but I didn't have this version. The outfit on this is actually more intricately tailored than that original vintage style version. So I thought this was pretty cool to pick up as well. Head sculpt on this looks really interesting. And this one also has the older style Mego body. And on the back of the package, you can see an imagery of the cartoon version of the Penguin. So looks really cool, and very excited to have another version of this character in my collection. So moving into this next row, you can see we've got some characters from television and movies. These three are all from Star Trek, and this is the Borg Queen. And I'd sort of resisted picking this figure up for quite some time. I wasn't as impressed with it, but since this was on a discount, and this is the standard release of the Borg Queen, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. In terms of Star Trek, I do try to get every figure that they release, whether in the initial release or later on. And I think I've got virtually everything at this point that they've done in the modern Mego line. On the back of the package, you can see a picture of the Borg Queen, what she looks like in First Contact. write-up is here on Marty Abrams, and also credit given to the various contributors. So really cool. Glad I finally picked this up. It's been quite a while since this figure was released. Next up, we got Core, and I have the other version of Core, but this is the Topps exclusive version. So this is the first version, and I don't think there's too much difference between the two. I think it's mainly just a difference in the overall color of the pants on this. But this is kind of nice because it'll actually give me an opportunity to open up the general release version of Core. And I did notice there is a difference between the general release version and this version in terms of the picture that's on the back. So you can tell the difference that way. And once again, write-up is here on Marty Abrams, and credit given to the various contributors. So yeah, this will give me an opportunity to actually open up my other version of Core, so I can have one loose out of the package. So that's pretty awesome. Also picked up the Topps exclusive version of Captain Sisko, and this one has the more traditional, I think, first series version of the uniform. I believe this is the uniform he wore in earlier seasons, and then later on they transitioned over to this uniform, which is the other version of Sisko that I actually have. So once again, write-up is here on Marty Abrams, and credit given to the various contributors. So really nice to have the original version of Sisko, and I really like this character a lot. He's definitely one of my favorite captains in all of Star Trek, so that's very cool. Next up, we got Willy Wonka, and this is from the original classic Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, starring Gene Wilder. So very excited to have this. I think they did a really good job on the head sculpt, and the outfit looks great as well. And he's got that top hat and everything. So looking very cool, and the packaging was very colorful on this. And on the back of the package, you can see a nice close-up of what Gene Wilder looks like in that role. Credit is given here to Marty Abrams and also to the various contributors. So really cool to pick this up. I do have the version of Gene Wilder that they did for Young Frankenstein as well. So it's very nice to have this figure in my collection now. So pretty awesome. So moving into this last row of figures, we have more characters from the movies, and these are sort of all horror related. And first up, we got the Toxic Avenger, and it's been a while since I've seen this movie, but I really did like the look of the figure. They did a really good job on the head sculpt and so forth. Not too much to say about the overall outfit, but looks really interesting. And on the back of the package, you can see sort of a cartoony image of Toxic Avenger, and write-up is here on Marty Abrams, and credit given to the various contributors. So looks pretty awesome, and this is, again, the more older style version of the Mego body. This is a 2018 version. If you are interested in seeing a comparison between this version of the body and the later release, the one that came out with the G.I. Joe set, I do have a video on my channel where I show you the differences. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check that out. So, but that's the Toxic Avenger. Next up, we got Silence of the Lambs. So this is Hannibal Lecter, and this is the version that they did with him in a straitjacket. Also includes the mask that he wears in the film as well. So definitely a monster of the more serious, dramatic kind. And on the back of the package, you can see some more imagery of the way this was promoted as a film. Once again, write-up is here on Marty Abrams, and also credit given to various contributors. So looks really cool, and I didn't have a version of Hannibal Lecter before, so it is nice to finally pick this one up. So that's that. Next up, we got Plague of the Zombies. So this is, once again, one of the Topps exclusive versions. So this is from one of the Hammer horror films, and really cool looking figure. I really like the head sculpt on this, and outfit looks pretty interesting as well. I think this is the older style Mego body as well. You can kind of tell just because the design of the hands looks a certain way. And on the back of the package, you can see some imagery from the film and the name of the film here. And also the write-up is here on Marty Abrams, and also credit given to various contributors. So very cool to have this. I don't have any zombies in my collection, so very cool to have this in Mego scale. And last but not least, we got Teen Wolf. This is, of course, from the movie starring Michael J. Fox. And although they categorize this as horror, this movie is more I would say, of a comedy than anything else. But the figure looks really great. I think they did an awesome job on the head sculpt. This is, of course, what Michael J. Fox looks like in his werewolf mode and wearing his sort of high school outfit as well. So looks really awesome. And on the back of the package, you can see imagery from the film, him wearing his headphones and sunglasses. So it looks really cool. And also write-up is here on Marty Abrams. And once again, credit given to various contributors. So looks really great. I really wanted to have this figure for a while. Never found a reasonable price for it, but finally was able to pull the trigger with ZLC and get it looking really fantastic, all in mint condition and everything. So that's really cool. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos about Mego action figures in the future, think about subscribing to my channel because I will be covering more of this kind of stuff in future videos. Until next time, I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching.